All right, welcome back. It's Thursday. Today, let's see what we got going on today on the economic calendar. So everything came out at 8:30 this morning. We had jobless claims holding steady. Wholesale prices ticked up in May. And also we have dollar drops after Trump revives unilateral tariff threats. All right, so we'll see what happens today. So I adjusted my levels. Yesterday's high was at 60.65. Yesterday low was at 6,005. The pre-market high was 60.40 and the pre-market low was 59.87. So we're going to be looking at those levels. And those levels, you look at the yesterday low, which held nicely, was actually rejected last Thursday. Back here, let me get my. Okay, so the support we had at yesterday's low has been holding nicely, where last Thursday it was rejected and the markets sold off a pretty good amount. But then we started holding it here, here, and here, and then we've been above it. We had a drop below it in the pre-market trading, and now we're back above it. So we will see what happens today. I would like to see maybe a retest of this low and hold. So now we're above it. We're above the 9 EMA. I would like to see the market pull back to yesterday's low and hold, and then I'll be looking to go long, targeting the pre-market high of 60.40. So that's the game plan today. We will see what happens. I'll get back on here when a trade appears. Remember, I always let the market come to you. Don't sit here and chase the market. All right, so give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back when a trade appears. Okay, so the market is pushing higher into this pre-market high, this 60.40, which is also a high that got rejected all the way back in early March. I'm going to show you it right here on a 4-hour chart. Right here, back on March 3rd. So, uh, and once it rejected that right here, the market was on a downturn. The trend was lower until things started turning around in April, and then we entered an uptrend. So this is a very important level right now that we're entering. This right here on the S&P 500 futures. And if this rejects here, I'm going to be looking to take puts. And it looks like it may already be rejecting. But let me get on the 2-minute chart here. Okay, and this was yesterday. This was this level, this pre-market high. That was more or less support. We had a double bottom here, and now it looks like this could be turning into rejection. So we'll see what happens at this level. I might be looking to take the market short. I'd really like to see a push into this 60.40 level before I go short. I don't want to get faked out here yet and end up getting stopped out. And I'd like to see the buying volume get dried up, which it's getting a little lower, but I want to see the buying volume dry up a little bit down here. right here at this level. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We're getting closer. You see, I didn't want to get in on this candle because we got that little push above the 9 EMA, and then we got this green engulfing candle of this candle. This on the 2-minute chart on the S&P futures. So I did not want to go short yet. All right. $195. All right, I'm in short on the 602 calls expiring tomorrow. 10 calls. Oh, sorry, 10 puts. 10 puts on the S&P 500 on the SPY. Strike is 602 expiring tomorrow. And I got filled at $1.95. And my stop is above this 60.40 pre-market high. So I really want to see how long these early morning buyers here, how much they want to get out of this. If this price action doesn't get above the pre-market high, I'm looking for these early morning buyers to just take whatever profits they got and get out. And that will force the market lower through their selling. So that's what I'm looking for. My stop is still above the pre-market high. So I'm thinking, do these early buyers, how much profit do they want to squeeze out of this trade? How greedy do they want to get? Right? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for them for fear to set in on them and have them get out and sell. Yeah, okay. So a new set of buyers came in, I guess. So I'm out of that trade. Took a small loss on that, maybe a little over $100. And we'll wait for the next setup. Okay, so I got stopped out of that trade. We went above the pre-market high, which was also the high that got rejected back in March. And now it's retesting it. I'm on the 5-minute chart. It's retesting it and it's holding and going higher. So I'm not going to chase this either. I'll wait till we get to the next level of yesterday's high and look for a rejection up there. Let me see if I go to the 15-minute chart. Right. Yeah, so yesterday there was a pre-market rejection here. You got to be careful with TOS. Sometimes TOS, you'll get these long wicks. This one looks legit, but sometimes the wicks are so ridiculously long, either on the top or the bottom, that they're an error wick of some kind. So there's some kind of glitch in TOS that does it. Usually happens in the pre-market or the aftermarket. So I'm going to wait now till we get up to yesterday's high, and we'll see what happens there. I'm not chasing any of this stuff. We're just going to be patient and wait. Patience is part of being a successful trader. All right, if we get another red candle under this 9 EMA and below this pre-market high, I'm going to go short again on this market on the S&P, and we will see what happens in a few seconds. Okay, I'm in on 10 of the SPY puts. The 601's expiring tomorrow. Got in at $1.90. My stop is going to be over this 60/40 again. So what I do is I do my charting on the S&P futures, but then I trade the SPY. I'm not trading the futures, actually. I'm trading the SPY options. Another good little technical indicator to look for is you see how we started the day right at VWAP, and then you have this nice gap between price action and VWAP, and you could always look for a return of the market back down to VWAP. And really, that's going to be my target. If I get to VWAP, I'll take out 5 calls and let 5 run, looking for trace back to yesterday's low at the 6,005. That's the plan for this trade. So I opened up the time and sales, which is, let me show you. Which is all the way on the right here. Just to see, I wanted to see how fast the market is going, because I was watching the price action on the options, and it's all over the place. So the market is really fast right now. Now I'll tell you the thing that is going to frustrate you, or if you're already trading, it probably has already frustrated you, is you get in this trade, right? And you want, now I'm in puts, so I want the market to just tank and give me money, just like it did at the beginning of the day. You want to see this when you're in a trade. But when you get in a trade, you see this. Just hanging here 20, 30 minutes, waiting. You want to scream at the screen. Why can't you do what you just did for me when I'm in a trade? Now I'm in bearish. I want the trade. Just do the opposite of what you just did here. Why do I have to wait 20, 30 minutes? Sit here and sweat out the market going sideways. Why do you got to do that to me? Why can't you just drop like a stone when I'm in puts? You can't help but get the feeling that, and I've said this before in other videos, that the entire millions of people out there right now trading the S&P 500, they know you're in a trade. And then when you stop out after 20, 30, 40 minutes of waiting for something to happen, you stop out. And as soon as you stop out, the market does exactly what you wanted it to do for the last half hour, and it does it violently. And you could have made a few $1,000s in a matter of 3 minutes. But you waited all this time, nothing happened. The market stopped you out. And it's so damn frustrating, and it's the hardest part of trading, is to know, just, you can't get emotional about this stuff. It's just the market's just going to freaking do what it wants to do. And one of these days, if you keep your losses small, you're going to get in these big moves. You're going to be in on a trade with a big move, and you're going to win. And that big move is going to take out all of those little losses that you had. But you have to be patient. You can't get emotional. You just got to accept this is the way the market is trading. You can't help but feel like everyone's against you. But what can you do? What can you do except keep your losses small so you can continue to do battle? You don't want to get wiped out. You don't want to blow up your account, because then you're out of action. And you know what you're going to do when you have no money left in your account and you have to wait to work several months to take some money from your pay to refund your account. You're going to be watching it, and you're going to see all these wonderful opportunities that you missed out simply because you blew up your account instead of taking small losses. If you take that big loss and blow up your account, uh, and it's going to take you 6 months to replenish your trading account from the pay from your job, you're going to be all you're going to be doing is sitting on the sidelines, opening up TOS every day, looking at the charts and seeing, man, I could have made $1,000 here. I could have made $3,000 on this day. I could have made, and you it's too bad because you blew up your account. So you have to keep those losses small. I don't know any other way of saying how important that is. If you blow up your account, you're out of business. You don't want to be out of business. So you just have to deal with that emotional roller coaster ride and that frustration. I don't know, I'm 20 minutes in on this trade now. These are 5-minute candles. I got in right here at 11:25. It's 11:40, so I'm 15 minutes in, and it's doing nothing. The market is doing nothing. After doing this and then this, now it's just now that I'm in, it's just sitting there. Yeah, so that's just the way it goes. And you might be saying, well, you should have got in right early. You would have made all this money on this. Yeah, but that's Monday morning quarterbacking. Why would I take a trade in the middle of these two ranges, yesterday's low and the pre-market high? Why would I take a trade in the middle of this crap? It doesn't make any sense. All you can do is play the levels, and I'm not doing anything profound here. What do I have here? I have yesterday's high, I got yesterday's low, I got the pre-market high, and I got the pre-market low. All you can do is play off recent levels, and then I went out to the 4-hour chart on the S&P, and this pre-market high from today was the high back in March. So it's a key level, and back in March, um, the market really traded lower quickly off of this 60/40. So all you can do is play levels. They're either going to mean something or they're not. Most times they do mean something. And if they don't, you have your stop loss and you get out and you just accept these levels didn't work this time. Maybe you wait till it comes back to that level and you try again. But all you can do is trust the levels, work off the levels, get the levels on your chart, and trade off them when it makes sense. That's all you can do. And I should reiterate here, the I've only allocated $40,000 to this trading account. Well, initially it was 50. It was initially it was 40. Then I worked my account up to 50,000, and I took $10,000 out for myself, pay my bills and all that stuff. So I want to work with a $40,000 account, and that's all that I've allocated of my net worth is 40 grand. I'm not going to throw my entire net worth into a trading account and go crazy just because I see a guy trading with $1 million account and he's making $25,000 a day trading. I'm not going to throw $1 million or $2 million or $3 million into an account just so I could say, hey, I got a $3 million account. I'm only taking a very small portion of my net worth and using that as my bankroll. And then of that, you see the trades that I'm taking. Each trade is I'm maybe like less, no more than $3,000 of that $40,000 account into any one trade, and then of that $3,000, I guess technically you could say I'm risking $3,000 on that trade because the option could go to zero, right? But my stop loss is I'm getting out way, way before I lose the $3,000 in that one trade. I'm risking like maybe $200, $300. I'm not gonna just sit here and wait for that option to go to zero. If I'm down two or 300, depending on the levels too, right? I'm working off my levels. My stop is above this 60/40. So I'm not risking my entire net worth in my account. I'm not risking my entire account on any one trade. I'm not taking a trade in a $40,000 account. I'm not taking a $40,000 trade, right? I'm taking a $3,000 trade. It's less than 10%, right? And I think when you're first starting out, you should take less than 5% in a trade. You should start off with like a $2,000 account. You could look at the options that you could trade. You could find options where the premium is $1, you know, and just trade two or three calls or puts. Put $300 into a trade just to get screen time and learn. But I want to make that point. You cannot use a lot of money for this. Don't use a big amount of your net worth just because you see guys posting videos how they made $25,000 today. They made $50,000 today. I know a guy who trades. He's trading in $1 million account, and he puts videos up that he made. I made $21,000 today. I made $15,000. I made $25,000. I'm up $400,000 for the year. But he's trading in $1 million account. He's been trading 12 years, right? And I think he was trading part time because he had to work. The first 5 years of his trading, he was slowly getting screen time. And his earlier videos, he's talking about, well, I made $200 today. I made $150 today. I made $300 today, right? He had to slowly work that up, gaining experience, gaining screen time, learning from his mistakes, analyzing his trades, what he was doing wrong, what he was doing right. He had to do all those things year after year after year after year. The kid's been trading since he was 18. He's 30 years old now. He's been trading 12 years. And he's worked his account up to $1 million. It took him that long to do that. Right? So he's risking his percentage in relation to his overall net worth, and his account is in relation to his overall net worth, and his trades are in relation percentage wise to his overall account balance. Right? In $1 million account, he's not taking a trade for $1 million. He's not taking a trade for $500,000. You know, he might take a trade for $150,000, and that's it. It's a big position, right? But he had to work his way up to that. He just didn't start off trading at 18 years old with $1 million account. So you have to be very careful when you see these videos of a guy saying, I made $25,000 today. Okay, how long have you been trading? What size account do you have? Oh, I've been trading 12 years, it's $1 million account. Okay, now that makes sense. I don't want you to get to the point where you think, well, you can do that. You can, but you got to work your way up to that. You can't just think you're going to start off on that. And I know all those numbers that are thrown out on these YouTube videos, they could get you all riled up and excited. And it's like, I got to do this, man. All these guys are making all this money, but you're forgetting how many years they traded and how much money they're trading with. So it's all perspective. And you have to be patient. If you want to do this, you got to be smart. You have to slowly work your way up to that. The first 5 years of trading, you're looking for $200 wins. I'm sorry to tell you that. And you might say, well, hey, I have $10 million. I'm going to open up $1 million account. Really? And you're just starting out trading now? You're going to get killed because you don't have screen time, you don't have experience, and you have no control over your emotions, and you're going to get destroyed. How do I know that? Because I worked in a margin department of a broker dealer for 22 years, and I heard people crying on the phone. Please don't sell me out. Wives screaming in the background on the phone. What the hell are you doing? Right? Who's E-Trade? Oh, they're my broker, honey. They want me to deposit $100,000 into the account by 2 o'clock today. using a Fed wire. Otherwise, they're going to liquidate my account. I did that every day for 22 years. There were always people in trouble. So if you think, well, I got a lot of money, I'm going to put a lot of money into this endeavor right off the bat, you're going to get killed because you have no screen time, you have no experience, you have no control over your emotions. You probably don't even know how to set up a chart on TOS. And you want to dump $1 million into an account or $100,000 into an account and just get going? Don't do it. That's my advice to you. Don't do it. So I'm 35 minutes now into this trade. And if you don't think that 35 minutes waiting for something to happen would drive you just insane, try it sometime. You know, I come here every day, Monday through Friday. I risk my money to give you a flavor of what it's like to be a day trader. You know, so hey, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm here every day putting my money on the line. I show my trades at the end of my video every day. Um, and what can I do? I'm giving you a taste of what it's like to be a new day trader. It's it's not fun when you're losing money, and it's not fun when you're just sitting in a trade waiting for something to go your way. I gotta tell you, it sucks. It sucks just sitting here. I'm in this trade, and I'm long puts. I want this market to go down. Give me my money for the day so I can get off this damn computer and go do something else. But right now I'm down $300 on this trade. Now we're moving back up into this 60-40. We just can't get any momentum. And I know as soon as I stop out of this trade, this market's going to sink like a freaking stone. As soon as I get out of this trade, 35 minutes I'm sitting in this damn trade and nothing is happening. And I know as soon as I stop out, it's going to sink. And I'm going to be like, man, but what can you do? What can you do, man? I have my stops. I know if I don't keep to my stop, I know the market will go to the moon and I'll blow up my account. And I can't let that happen. You just can't let that happen. I'm telling you, this trading will drive you insane. That's why on this channel I try and emphasize long-term investing in a low expense growth mutual fund like the Vanguard S&P 500 mutual fund or Vanguard the ETF. That's what I've invested in for the last 35 years, and it's done wonders. And it's so much more important to get a long-term portfolio going and worry about day trading some other time later on in life, you know? Or if you're going to do this now, I'm telling you, don't put a lot of money into this. Yeah, so now I'm down $350. I'm going to have to get out of this trade. Yeah, and I know as soon as I get out, yeah, I'm out. I'm out right here. And I know either I know this market's just going to dive. But all right, so that's 2 losses in a row for today. And there you go. So I got out on this candle because we crossed above this 60-40 and I was down over $350. I had no choice but to get out of the trade. What if this just kept going? Right? And now this is what it does. You can't help but feel that the millions of traders out there are against you. I'm telling you, this is the life of a trader. You have to go through this. You just have to go through it. You have to accept it. All right, so I'm down over 500 today, so I think I'm gonna call it quits. I'll review my trades in a second. Okay, so here's my two trades today. Not good. I bought 10 SPY puts, the 602s expiring tomorrow at $1.95. Sold them at $1.83. I got stopped out for $133.25 loss. All right, then I went back in. I bought 10 more SPY puts, this time the 601s expiring tomorrow. Got in at $1.90, stopped out at $1.53 for a $383.25 loss. Total losses today $516.50. And that is it for today. I think I'm going to call it quits. I got a little beat up today. Um, Tomorrow's another day. And what are you going to do? I'm here every day risking my money for you. All right, so at least like my video, subscribe to the channel, share it with anyone you think you know who's thinking about day trading and you want to try and talk them out of it. You can easily send them to my channel and say, hey, watch this guy lose money. Maybe it'll compel you not to enter the insane world of day trading. All right, but this is the life of a new trader. I'm gaining screen time here. I'm gaining screen time. I'm learning every day. I'm analyzing my trades. I'm losing money, so you don't have to. So you can learn from my mistakes. But I swear, if you do this, don't put more than 5% of your net worth in an account, and don't put more than 5% of the account when you're first starting out in any one trade. And get out of the trade when you hit your stop losses. If you don't set a stop loss, don't take the trade. In every trade, you have to have a stop loss and your risk and your reward. What you want out of the trade, and what you want out of the trade better be at least 2 times what your stop loss is. All right. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm gonna go relax and read. Why can I relax and read? Because for 35 years I put my money away religiously in the overall market, the S&P 500. I saved my money, I invested it, I reinvested the dividends. And when I was 57 years old and my firm said, you have to go, I did not go back to work. I just retired. So I want that same thing for you. I want you to have those choices when you're 57 years old and your company decides to lay you off permanently. All right? It's good to have those choices where you can say, well, the hell with it, I'm not going back to work. Then maybe you can day trade when you've built up a nice nest egg. I didn't start day trading until I was 60. Right? All right. So focus on a long-term portfolio. Don't worry about day trading yet. Just watch me. Watch me lose my money. And you can have maybe you could have a watch party every day, watching my videos on a weekend. Watch this guy lose money, man. Come on over. We'll order some pizza and beers and watch Uncle Pete lose money. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. I'll see you tomorrow.